Alright, today, nice hot sunshiny day. I'm going to try to do some buffing. Every place I hit takes off paint down to the metal almost. Might squirt it with a little bit of primer, but I'm not worried about priming and painting today. I'm going to try to do that tomorrow. Got my light buffing wheel and my strong buffing wheel, and this right here just like was covered with rust. I'm trying to knock all that stuff off, knock all this gross stuff off, hit that real good, smooth it out, clean this up, get all these spots. I'll get hopefully I brought a hand wire brush, because that's going to be hard to get up in all those nuggets. I like this, taking that off clear to the metal instead of looking like that, and get it to look like that, which kind of sucks because it really needs to be primed and then painted. So I may do that. I may just squirt a super light coat of primer, but I've had bad luck with that. It's almost better just put the hardener in the paint and go for it. And this needs to come off. I'm not that motivated. I'm just going to work on buffing it. Got to clean that up a little bit. Getting that buffer in here and cleaning all this dirt off too. It's going to be hard. Everything's hard. Get this off of here. That's disgusting. That's how that other side looked. You do something with this. That other side was all crusty. That looks a lot better, but we got to get in there. I'm just going to work on it. I've only been here like 20-30 minutes. I need to make me a little mask out of a t-shirt. Man, that smells like lead paint. I don't know if that's primer or filler paint. I've seen that before, like a Bondo paint, real thick. Kind of fill up all the rough cracks. Anyhow, I'm going to keep going, get stuff like that, get it all off of there. Get the moss growing off of there. Get that off of there. Ooh, it'll be Ford Motor Company. Okay, keep going. Okay, I think I buffed on it for about an hour, but I couldn't get to any of this stuff in front, so I wanted to buff that. Couldn't really buff any of this. I need a hand wire brush. I need some of those green scrub brushes. I got the thing in neutral so I can rotate these tires around so I can do the bottoms. I need to jack the front up and spin those around. Can't really get to that stuff because nothing fits up in there. Need to decide what I'm doing about taking that thing off. And I buffed on it for about an hour just trying to buff on stuff. But see, you can't get that kind of stuff. Can't get that kind of stuff. What you really need is a sandblaster, and I don't have one. Don't think I want to mess with going that crazy, and it's what leads to you buying more tools. Well, I need a sandblaster because I can sandblast that thing out there. But I think I'm just going to keep pushing through. And that was just wire wheeling, and it sucks. Get some brake clean, blast all the grease off when I'm done, some air pressure, try to degrease some of this stuff. You know, to tell you the truth, I'm not even really worried about painting stuff like that. But we'll degrease it and paint it anyways. You know, you're going to get paint on that, and then that stuff's not going to work. Your kill switch, that's your throttle. I know that there's a screen down inside of here, so that's pretty important to pull that thing out of there. There's a pre-screen in there nobody tells you about. I know that because I took it apart, and I was just like, son of a gun. That was probably my whole problem. This little pre-screen was totally plugged up that's in there. So, found some serial numbers there for the thing. That's pretty cool. The block, still haven't got up here close to anything around the top of the block, so we'll take that off here in a few minutes. But I want to jack that up, spin the wheels, keep moving forward. Yeah, I know I'm pretty nerded up right now, but those little metal things, if they come off, they go in your eye. You gotta wear that, makes a lot of noise. Wear a little dust mask if you got paint. May have lead in it, so look, yeah, Mr. Muppet Work Guy. Yeah, there's a hand behind my back working my puppet mouth. That's two different colors of blue. Hard to get a focus on that, but you got your one of your blues and your darker blues. Can't really tell. I'm sure this thing got painted because that's the blue that's under that lamp that's probably always been there. And then that's some blue somebody slopped on there afterward. That's your two different colors of blue. That's probably the original blue right there, I'd guess, because that was under that pad. Alright, I just left these on here. I was really able to get in here and freaking buff all these up. And then you could actually spin that, get to the other side. So I buffed off this whole wheel here. I got it jacked up a little bit. So I guess it's sitting on there, but the thing can spin in the center, so that's perfect. So I'm gonna buff underneath one time, try to get in the bag. Do some more on that pumpkin. I'm gonna quit here. It'll be about 2 hours, and then tomorrow I'll come back with the little scrubber and some brake clean and hit it all one time. And okay, I don't know what that oil pan gasket's made out of, but I've been taking it off with this wire wheel. I tried to scrape it, but it's so thick and so badass, it's not coming off. So I'm getting it off with this wire wheel. They like making little cotton pads. I was able to buff those pretty good. Still missing all this area, but I'll get that with the green scuff pad and brake clean. I'm gonna try to clean all this a little bit before I leave. Spray it down or something. I still don't know what to do about that. I think I'm just leaving it for now. I'm painting around it. Well, I had a rag protecting all this stuff. Kind of buffing around it. See, it's still getting that stuff up in there, but I was trying to protect all that stuff. I got right here. Suck that rag up. Another rag, yeah, that's what they tell you. You don't want to have your t-shirt untucked. That son of a gun will grab that, pull right to your stomach. So that put that to a halt. You just don't want to do that with your stomach skin, so that would be rough. Alright, well, got that thing buffed. Got stuff under there. Still got stuff there. Still got stuff around the engine that I can't read. So parts and pieces you need a. That's all the stuff from that oil pan gasket. So I crawled under there, did that, buffed that what I could, did what I could. I'm gonna get some brake clean right now and soak these spots. Maybe they'll de-juicy them a little bit. Sweep up, get out of here. Alright, that's about 3 hours of cleaning. Still not perfect. Got some brake clean down in there, blasted that. Got that out of there with a screwdriver and just blew it out with my breath. So I think if we take some, we need to make sure we bring some acetone. Wash this down with acetone. Try to get some more grease off and a brush. Acetone and a brush from here. Get the oil off. And we'll do that tomorrow morning. I'm totally whooped to running that thing 3 hours. Got all these brake things pretty good. Don't have that like I want it. Need to spin the engine. So basically I need another day of prep work. So I may do that and not try to get all crazy and paint tomorrow. I may just bring my brush and my acetone, some gloves, and try to finish this up a little better. The problem is I'm going to have to wait another week to work on it, and it'll be all rusty before I get back to it. But maybe we can cover it with a tarp or plastic or something. All right, beautiful Sunday morning, like 8 o'clock. Hasn't got real hot yet. This is looking better than it was in my mind, but I really need to get in there and remove that stuff or the paint's not really going to stick. That looks oily, so you're never really going to get behind there. But up in there, so you really need to pressure wash it or something, but just no way to pressure wash it here. That's what it needs, some pressure washing. Anyway, we got some odorless mineral spirits. We got our green Scotch-Brite pads. Hopefully we can just get in there with our hand and some mineral spirits and get that off. Got a little wire brush. Got something to put it in. Got some gloves. Gotta have some gloves. Still would like to remove this thing. It's attached with 2 bolts. 2 bolts right there and there. 2 bolts right there and there. And would have to remove that little pin or keeper to get that off. But that would be nice so I could paint this thing easier. Let me see what I can do about getting that off. Alright, got that thing off. 2 screws there. 2 bolts there. Had the little pin going in there, and that's the kind of thing, you know, that I'd like to make work. So this doesn't work. The brakes are frozen. So while I got this apart, I want to get in there after I paint it. I want to get in here and fix those brakes, fix this, because otherwise you ain't gonna have no brakes. Look at that, frozen solid. So all these little connections could be rusted there. All these little, got a grease thing to grease that there. You need to grease all that up and put the return springs back on there. Get this thing so it's not all rotten. So now I got to get busy cleaning all this. Look at all that oil. I don't know how well this is gonna clean up. Definitely don't think I'm gonna be painting today, so I just got to get busy, get degreasing. Just lost my fan. It went out and it has immediately gotten almost overwhelming. Just too hot. I don't have another fan out here, so I'm just gonna have to hustle, see what I can do. Okay, I like what I've done with this, with just the thinner, but I am going to go get a water pressure sprayer. Not today. It'll be next Saturday. Because I have a lot of grease in these spots that I just can't get out. I'm going to have to pressure wash around this engine. I'd like to pressure wash down in there, around this power steering, down in there, especially down in there. I'd like to do this brake area, both sides. So, as good as this is, if I probably put brake clean to it, it would probably be alright, but I hate to have gone this far and not degrease this a little better. So that's what I'm going to do. Kind of quit here. Even though I degrease this pretty good, I want to degrease all of this down in there. And it seems like a shame to do all this on an old tractor. It's just going to get all junked up and dirty and look like that one, but maybe it'll give this tractor a new life. That's funny. Look at how big this transmission is. It goes from there to there. Clutch, transmission, rear axle, engine. Look at how tiny that engine is. Barely from there to there. Okay, I'm quitting for now. Cleaning up, that's going to take another 30 minutes, so it'll be 10 o'clock. No use coming back. I was going to quit at 11. So we'll just call this a day, clean it up. Alright, this video is going to be pretty short, but I'm coming back out here a week later, and this looks pretty damn dry. I'm surprised. I used the thinner on here, and when I left, it was still all oily and gross. So we still got all these little spots and all the dirt. So I did bring the pressure washer, so we're going to get busy on that, but not going to take a lot of videos. I've only got like 17 minutes of video time. Definitely going to get down in there. So I got the AutoZone degreaser. It says let it soak 15 minutes. So I'm going to put this on this tractor, and then we'll get the pressure washer out. Okay, best I could do. Keep finding little pieces, but I'm not doing no more. The other thing that I started doing was water blasting inside this motor. I started because I was cleaning this area where the water pump sits, and I sprayed up in here, sprayed up in there with the pressure washer, and it was just full of rusty mud from this block being 40 years old. So when that happened, it started bubbling water out there. So then I went crazy and just started water blasting right here and blowing all these free, these water jackets. I don't recommend that because I have water in my pistons. I had rags in here. But man, if that gets water down in there and rusts that stuff solid, you're in trouble. It'd be ruined. So I don't recommend anybody else doing this. It's at your own risk. The rag protecting underneath blew off. So basically, I need to keep this dry till tomorrow. So I'm going to put a rag over that. Put some more of that, so look at that. Instantly surface rusting. It didn't look like that with the thinner on it. So we'll get some acetone, dry all that up one time, and get that sprayed. Kind of like in here, this crack where it still looks greasy. So if I was smart, I would do that right now. Get the acetone out. That looks pretty good. Still got some dirt down in there. Still got some down in there where I missed. All right, I'm gonna fire that sucker back up and hit that. Hit in there and hit in there. All right, another boring picture of it being blasted. We're gonna let the sunshine do its thing. It'll get real hot in here. I'm kind of thinking about maybe coming back tonight and painting this sucker. That seems like killing myself, but I'll let the sunshine do its thing. We'll come back to it. All right. That's how it came out. Hard candy coating. This stuff works pretty damn good. It's pretty nice, pretty nice. I'm going to start putting some of that stuff back together. Ew, the stuff stuck to it. That's okay. Start getting stuff together like the oil pump, all that stuff. Looking good. Looking good, looking good.